everybody, and welcome back to Spirituality with Gabriella. And if you are new here, welcome, welcome. I am super excited to do today's pick a card reading, which is on the future events that are happening soon. So if you want to know what are upcoming events happening in your life, then this will be a good reading for you. And I'm doing 5 groups today, which is way more than I normally do. I normally do 3, but this reading is more about the events that are happening as opposed to just general spiritual messages. I wanted to separate out the groups. We are asking our angels and guides for really clear, specific, and accurate messages today. So stay tuned. And I'm just going to ask you to take a second to really tune into these cards because, again, because this is more of a predictive reading, it's very important that you're choosing the crystal that resonates with you the most and the pile that you feel most called to. So you can pause the video if you would like. And I'm going to be showing you the crystals up close. Before I get started, if you do like this video, please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, share it if you feel so inclined, and also turn on your post notifications so that you don't miss another video from me. That will be much appreciated and that will really help me, so thank you so much. So over here we have pile 1 with the Citrine, pile 2 with the Chrysocolla, pile 3 with the rose quartz, pile 4 with the malachite, and pile 5 with the apatite. So take a second and find the pile that speaks most to you, and once you've done that, you can fast forward using the timestamps in the description below to get your own personal reading, and I will see you all there. Thank you so much. All right, pile 1, welcome to your reading. So I have your cards here, and you may see I'm shuffling with fewer just because I divided this deck into 5, but don't worry, I'm going to be pulling cards from multiple decks, so you'll have a chance to get your cards from 78. So here I'm also using the Rider-Waite deck. We're asking about future events taking place soon. Okay. And then I also have the Energy Oracle card deck here, so I'm going to shuffle. See what comes through. I will move that up, just 1 second. Okay, so we have your tarot cards here at the top, and then we have the Energy Oracle cards here at the bottom. So the first thing I'm seeing is the 9 of Pentacles followed by the 2 of Swords. So what I want to say is I feel like this month is off to a good start. I feel like you start the month in financially a good place, which is good, and I think you're excited about the future. I'm getting a lot of energy about traveling. I'm seeing a lot about creativity. Doing new projects, opening up your mind, really. I feel like you're really trying to be more expansive with your thinking, and many of you are being focused on affirmations and on abundance. You're really trying to manifest a positive life for yourself, so I love that, and I want you to keep focused on that. The frustration that comes with this reading is with that manifestation, there are things that you're expecting to see and you want them to take place, but it might not take place as quickly as you want. That's just the honest truth. But I want you to know that all of those things are still there for you, and it's very important to make it through this month, not second guessing yourself and not getting into a negative pattern in terms of your mindset. So when we see the 2 of Swords, there is a little bit of a pause here And the month of May feels good, but it feels a little bit slow. So it feels to me like there are really big goals and dreams that you have, and I'm getting a lot of career messages here, but it feels like May is a building month, whereas the months following are action months. And there's kind of a difference between those two. So when you have a building month, this is about really putting the foundation out there for really good things to come in and happen. And I'm going to go through these cards in a second, but I want to just show you a pattern. So you see here, it starts with abundance. There's a little bit of a pause. There's some anxiety here in these two cards, and then that is followed by action. So the honest thing I'm going to tell you is you are going to experience a little bit of anxiety this month. And that just comes in terms of repetitive thoughts. But this is super important because this is actually a month of release for you. So when you experience that anxiety, know that that's because you're releasing it, not because you're holding on to it. So it's not a bad thing. And I just want you to know that you might be experiencing it more than normal, in the same way that after doing a Reiki session, you often get emotions that are kind of negative or kind of hard. And that's just you shedding that stuff. So I know it sounds weird, but welcome it. Welcome that process, because that's actually really going to help your growth. So, okay, so let me just tell you a little bit more about this. I feel like for some of you, there's a career opportunity that you really want, and it doesn't happen exactly as you want or intend it to. Perhaps they don't get back to you as quickly as you want. Perhaps it takes a little bit longer. I'm getting pulled to career for most of you. I don't really see this being in love. So if there is something in your career where you're really hoping that it pans out, like a new job or something like that, know that there might be a little bit of anxiety just attached to the interview process, and it might feel slow. I'm getting this feeling that you're kind of waiting, and you've been so focused on your manifestation and your abundance, so you really want it to come through. But again, if this isn't the right opportunity for you, and if there is a pause, know that the universe is truly putting you in a better direction. So you know that phrase where it says, anytime I was like steered away from something, I was actually being directed towards something better, or anytime I lost an opportunity, it was because something better was around the corner. I truly feel like that is the case for this group. So May might feel like a slow month, but know that once this situation is over with, I feel like that's when the real magic starts to happen. And for some of you, this actually has already happened, so you can expect that May will actually be a little quicker. So it just depends. If you're listening and this hasn't happened yet, know that it will happen, and know that the momentum will pick up after that. For those of you where it has already happened, May is going to be a faster month. And when I say faster, I mean that the energy is going to be galloping ahead. So it's almost going to feel like people weren't paying attention to you, or weren't picking up on your energy and all of that stuff and all of the talents and skills that you have to offer. But all of a sudden, especially around May 14th, it's actually the 13th is when the energy starts to shift. It feels like people suddenly are paying so much attention to you, and suddenly you're like the talk of the town. So I want you to know there's really good things coming for you. And when I say talk of the town, this is actually in two ways. Number one, with career, because a lot of people are going to be more interested in you and your skills. And secondly, with community. So that was a very nice segue into this community card that we have here. So when we see community, this is all about building a network of people around you. If you're a woman, I feel like you're getting more focused on what I would almost call feminine power, like really connecting with a circle of women who are strong and powerful and beautiful and amazing. And I feel like that really inspires you, and that really motivates you to be your best self. I feel like a lot of you are getting focused into positive psychology, really trying to think positive thoughts, trying to make sure that your actions reflect your mindset, and you know that the power is starting with your mindset. So I feel really good about that, and I just want to applaud you, because by doing that, you are really creating a lot of abundance for yourself. And especially when this little piece of anxiety happens here, I want you to know it's followed by so much good. and it's almost like the last piece of release that you need in order to bring that good into your life. So you don't need to rush it, and you don't need to have everything all at once. It's actually okay if things happen a little bit more slowly, because like everything, it happens in divine timing. So know that that is just a type of release that you're going to go through, and then that is followed by so much good. We also have 22, which is yin and yang. 22 is definitely a master number. This is bringing in really powerful energy. I feel like you are balancing your energy. You're also a lot more focused on filling up your cup before you give out to other people. And I feel like this month you learn a lot about self-care and self-healing, also healing any open wounds that you've had. When we think about specific events happening, I feel like you're going to be a lot more focused on, I don't know what to call it. It's almost like goddess work, like really taking charge of your feminine power if you are a female, if you're a male, taking charge of what we like to call the divine masculine. You also are going to just feel naturally more mystical and spiritual because the energy is really working with you. So you are going to be more intuitive this month, and I really want you to focus on that because I think this actually helps you in your work. It helps you in your career decisions for sure, because you are going to be getting intuitive and divine messages that kind of guide you towards the right people, the right events, the right things that are in alignment with you. Then the last message we have here is about attachment. So when we get attachment energy, this is probably a job for many of you that you were attached to that didn't actually pan out as you wanted it to. I will be uploading a Reiki cutting your cords meditation, and I would really like you all to do it because it's really going to help you not be like this woman who is chained. And what I want to point out here is this woman is looking at this opportunity and she's kind of wishful for this opportunity. But if you look very closely, you see that this opportunity is a mask. So it's like a mask that she wore, and it is not her most authentic self. It is not the way that she would show up most authentically in the world. If that doesn't resonate with you, know that it's just something about the environment where something needs to shift or something needs to change before you are there in that environment. So again, if this is connected to career, know that it's okay, because right after this thing happens, it feels fast. It feels like people really want you in their space, and they really are valuing your talents and your innate abilities, which are wonderful. So just to sum this up quickly, I feel like in May, please continue focusing on your affirmations because it feels so positive. Feels like community is really going to help you, and this is connected to work. It's also personal life too. The more positive you are, the more quickly things are going to happen for you. And if you are experiencing any anxiety during this month, know that this is actually a form of release. So you can let go of it, and you can know that by letting go of that, it is not going to come back to you again for a long, long, long time. And that is a huge achievement in itself. So I'm really proud of you all. I get the sense that you're all working really hard and that you're all trying to be the best person you can be. So keep doing that and keep going on your journey. With this master number energy, I feel like your energy is just growing in such a positive way this month. So I'm really happy for you. And if you need anything, feel free to reach out to me, of course. Thank you so much for watching today. And if you would like a personal reading, you can always book using the links in my YouTube banner. So my live readings are via Schedulicity, and my Wizio readings are on Wizio, which are video recordings. So if you like this reading, please don't forget, give me a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, share it if you feel so inclined, and I'm going to send you off with so much love and light. Thank you so much. Bye bye. All right, group 2, welcome to your reading. So I have your cards here in my hand, and I have fewer right now because I divided this deck into 5 piles, but don't worry, I'm going to be shuffling from more decks, so don't fret about that. I'm just going to see what future events are coming for you this month, in particular, things happening soon. I'm getting an energy about vineyards for some of you, so I don't know if some of you are traveling, going, definitely nature is a big theme in this group. All right, and I'm also going to pull some energy oracle cards, which are right here. So just give me a second. Nice. I love this reading already. Okay, because I'm getting a lot of messages. So the first intuitive message I'm getting is that many of you are going to a vineyard or going to a place where it's really green and you're able to be outside, and it just feels really nice for you all. I apologize if the sound was muffled. My sweater was over the mic. But it just feels really nice for you all, and it feels like new beginnings this month. That feels really positive to me. So we have the sun here. We also have contract. And the second I saw the sun, I was thinking that many of you are actually starting a new job, and contract kind of affirms that. So if you're starting a new job, or if you are signing up with a new client or something like that, I feel that this month is bringing in a lot of newness, a lot of just fresh energy. That's what I'm getting, which feels awesome. So when we see the sun here, I do think you're spending a lot of time outside this month. You know, the weather is heating up, so that's important. That is good for your spiritual growth. And I feel that many of you are, again, starting this kind of new role or new thing that you have been doing this type of work, but it's a little bit different than how you were doing it before. So this is formalizing things that were not true before. So perhaps you were working in one role and now it's like you really got that much more recognition. And for many of you, I think this is a change of environment. So you might be changing companies, for example. Or if you have your own business, it feels more like you're changing channels or you're getting a new client. So when I say changing channels, it's like perhaps you were using one channel to sell your stuff and now you're using a different one. Or there's just somebody new coming in who's interested in working with you for the longer term. And I actually do see you signing a contract. So there is going to be some kind of offer letter or some kind of formalization around this. So make sure that you take the time to read it wisely, make sure that you understand everything. But my feeling is that it's really good and it is really a good reflection of your skills and all of the work that you've done. And I'm going to skip here for a second because when we see appreciation, that truly affirms my feeling. I feel like you are going to be experiencing a lot of abundance and there's a lot of happiness as connected to this offer. And this is something you've been working on for a long time. So this feels really abundant. It feels really positive. Feels like you're making more money and perhaps you haven't had as much money in the past. So this feels like a really good transition for you. There's a couple messages here because what I'm getting is this is kind of the beginning to the 15th, like around that period of time. And then after that point in time, I think that it kind of becomes a whole new energy. So we have serenity here, so I do want you to take some time just by yourself to kind of draw within and really focus on who you are and how you can build the best life that you can. And I think that many of you are getting more spiritually connected as well as religiously connected. I was seeing an image of Jesus. I was also seeing an image of Ganesh or Ganesha, the elephant in Hinduism. So really want you to focus on whatever angels or religious figures or whatever speaks to you, because I feel like you're more protected this month and I feel like they're really trying to help you and they're trying to send you more messages. So this is true of a lot of people in May actually, because we've just had this amazing and vibrant full moon. And so people's channels are more open than they were before. And so it's very important to just listen to those messages. once you start this new venture, whatever it is, I think that's when the real work kind of kicks in again. So you're going to have a short period of pause and just recollecting your thoughts and kind of recentering yourself. But once that happens, the work is starting again and kind of feels like you have a whole new world to uncover. So here we have the Seven of Pentacles, and when I see this card, I like it because it means that you're aligned to the right work, and it means that you're just going to be focused on deepening your skill set and your expertise. I have a little bit of a feeling of imposter syndrome, this type of feeling when you go into a new environment and you feel a little bit overwhelmed, or you feel like, oh my gosh, can I really do this? Or wow, this is a big leap from what I was doing previously. But I don't see this as a bad thing. I see this as a deepening of your skill set, and I feel like you're just growing in that area. Again, when you are on this venture and this new path, I really want you to call in Spirit, because Spirit is here to help you and the door to Spirit is wide open. We're seeing this dove kind of flying in, and you're going to be getting a lot more guidance than before, and you're also going to be called to doing certain projects and tasks that perhaps before you had just ignored or not had time to focus on. So I really want you to focus on that stuff that is speaking to you. So we have this energy here, which is also kind of interesting. I think some of you, just full transparency, kind of second guess the decision that you made that brought you to this new path. And I don't want you to. I want you to know that the decision you made was the right decision for you and that you are in your highest alignment and this is what you're meant to do. We kind of have this energy of getting a lot more money but also spending a lot more money, so perhaps not being as wise with our finances, perhaps being a little bit more free-flowing with those. So try and stay secure in whatever investments you're making, purchases, all of that stuff. Just be a little bit mindful of that stuff and know that even if the beginning of this new venture or opportunity is not like blowing you out of the water with positivity, I still am very strong in my conviction that this is the right thing for you and that this is what Spirit has guided you to. So you might have this type of energy when we see this man who has all of this good stuff and all of this abundance around him, but he's kind of like, I don't know, do I have it all? Isn't there so much further for me to go? When that energy comes up, just kind of knock it back down, because you are on a path that is really going to be so fruitful for you. And what I want to say is whatever this abundance and appreciation is that's coming through for you this month is actually helping you build your unique value proposition. So it's helping you get a strong sense of who you are and what your value is in the world, and also how you can make money from this skill set. So many of you might use the same skill set in the future to build your own company, to get more of your own clients. Again, if you already have your own company, I feel like this is a new way of doing things that's kind of testing you, but it is actually broadening and expanding your user base and the people who are interested in you and are buying from you. So overall, this month is a month of new beginnings for you. I think there's going to be a lot going on, so make sure you take the pockets of time to really heal and center yourself. But as long as you do that, I see you being super successful, and I see you deepening your relationship with Spirit, which is the part I'm personally most excited about. So thank you so much for listening today, and if you like this reading, please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, share it if you feel so inclined, and turn on your post notifications so you don't miss another video from me. And I'm sending you off with so much love and light. Thank you guys so much. Bye-bye. Hello, group 3. Welcome to your reading. So I have your cards here, and I'm just going to shuffle them. And I realize that these are fewer cards than I normally shuffle with, so know that that's okay, because I will be shuffling with some other decks today as well. The reason is because I divided this deck into 5 for this pick-a-card reading. So we have the Rider-Waite deck here, and I'm going to pull some cards and find out a little bit more about future events, things that are happening soon. And in May, a lot of people are seeking guidance and clarity about what's going to happen because we're releasing a lot with the full moon. And so things can be feeling a little bit unstable now. but it's also bringing in a lot of positive energy and a lot of spiritual energy. So this is really good. And then lastly here, I also have the Energy Oracle card deck. So I'm going to be pulling some cards here too. And this will be specifically centered on the events that are happening. And I will move that card up, I promise. All right, so the first thing I want to say is I'm getting a lot of feminine energy in this pile. The first thing that I saw was clothing. If you're in the beauty industry, the fashion industry, anything to do with acting, anything to do with just your appearance generally, it feels like this is a really good month for you to grow that skill set and to really double down on that focus. The second thing I want to say is this card came up so much in the live readings that I was doing for May. So if you have not watched that video about just the energy in May generally, I would watch that because there's a lot of repetitive messages and I will be repeating myself 2 or 3 times, but it is important to release this energy which is here. So I'll get into that more in a second. So the first card that we have here is the Empress, and I feel that this is how you are this month. Getting a lot of power. I'm getting a lot about really deepening your soul connection with the people around you and really reclaiming your power. So I feel like a lot of you kind of let your power fall by the wayside just because you were so busy and you were giving your energy out to a lot of people. But I feel like this month you are so much more centered on bringing in your power, harnessing it, and protecting your energy, which is the first thing that I want to applaud you for. I really like that, and I really want you to stay focused on that. One thing which I think is really cool is you're going to start picking up on the divinity and the spirituality that is existing in all things. So you have to look very closely when I explain this, but if you see that this woman's dress has all of these different pieces that fit together, this is almost how you're going to start seeing life. So you're going to start to understand every single person you meet for a reason. You meet because they are a reflection of yourself and your growth. And the more that you grow yourself, the more that you meet people who are reflecting back to you the passions, the successes, the triumphs, sometimes also the fears that you are dealing with. But I feel like you've really been working on yourself, and so I feel like the right people are being sent to you, which is awesome. We also have Starseed here, so what I want to say is this group to me feels like divine feminine energy. It also feels very spiritual. So if you are focused on making money through a spiritual way, if you do anything with Reiki, energy healing, essential oils, yoga, meditation, Qigong, Tai Chi, Tarot, whatever it is, I feel like you are building out that practice, and I feel like you want to actually build more of a community around this area. So it is important to harness your divine feminine, because the more you do that, the more you're a magnet for the people around you. And I think this is something that you're working on this month in particular. So here we have the Seven of Pentacles, and I love it when this card comes up because this card is all about working on your life's work. And yes, you have a path, but you now know what it is you need to focus on. And what I'm getting is it's a lot about bringing what's internal to the outside and building a community around it. I'm getting so much energy about empowering other people. This is something that you naturally do. You are kind of a natural coach. You're a natural healer. I'm getting that energy for this pile. So I really want you to let go of any fear in terms of working with groups or working with more than one person at a time, because I feel like that is going to make you more money, and I feel like that's something that's really going to speak to you. We also have the Queen of Pentacles. So again, feminine energy and abundance together. This month is when you unlock new ways to make money. You have been focused on one path to make money up until this point, but now you are realizing that there are other ways to make money, and a lot of that is through building this community that really speaks to you. And I'm getting, again, a lot of energy about femininity, about womanhood, about deepening your abundance and really helping other women live and thrive in their bodies and in their lives. If you are in the coaching space, I feel this comes in the form of self-development and personal development. If you are in another area, I feel that this is kind of something you're doing in your free time where you're volunteering, you're giving back, you're building a community, you're really getting connected. So this feels positive to me, and it feels like there's just a lot of abundance happening here. So we also have the Emperor, and when I see the Emperor, this is about stability. It can very much be about career too. So I'm gonna say I have a very strong conviction that you are going to make more money this month. Money is flowing in. People are now interested in you who were not previously. Also, this is true for some reason for group 2 as well. And I think that many of you should actually watch that group just to see if there's messages that resonate. This is just flowing really quickly. This group is like May starts and you're gonna really quickly start noticing that money is coming to you. So that's awesome. So here we go, we have strategy. And one thing I want to say about this group is even if you're working for someone else, I feel like many of you are budding entrepreneurs or you already have your own company, because I see you getting really serious about your strategy and about how you can actually create the life that you desire. It feels like you are doing work which is really focusing on making sure that your dreams become a reality. And so if up until this point you haven't taken it that seriously, or it's just been that thing on the side or that project on the side, I feel like this month you're gonna sit down and tell yourself, nope, I'm gonna write down every single thing I wanna do. I'm gonna create an Excel chart, and line by line, I am going to make this happen. So you are making what has been a wish into reality, and this month a lot is unlocking for you, which is really good. I said this before, but there is an energy of hostilities here, and to be honest, I'm not too concerned about it, but I do think that this is a really good time to let go of the hostilities, because you don't want that to be a barrier for your strategy in the future. If you have been giving your power away to people and your energy away, even if it's unintentionally, I think it's really important to do cord cutting. I will be uploading a meditation about that. It's also really important to forgive the people on an emotional level who might have taken the energy from you. So it's great to sit down and just send them love, send them peace, send them light, but also remind them that they do not have any permission to take your energy, because your energy only belongs to you. And so just like in this card, you will be cutting away anybody who is taking your energy, and you will be cutting those energetic cords to them. And by doing that, you are going to be going on your highest path. You already know that you are going on the path to your highest good. I feel like that is super obvious to many of you, and many of you are going on what I would call a spiritual awakening. It feels like you can see the end of the path, basically. So you see the abundance, you see the enlightenment, and you might be here and you still have a few steps to walk up, but it's almost like you can just taste it. You can just feel how beautiful, how amazing, how freeing your life is going to be with that abundance. So I want you to know this is a major month for you, because you're unlocking so much good. More people are coming to you. You are reclaiming your power. You are reclaiming the divine feminine if you are female. And I feel like there's a lot of abundance, a lot of money. So keep focused on all of that. Keep focused on your spiritual growth. Please take the time to be strategic, but also to cut cords with anybody who is not serving you anymore. And I just feel like this month is amazing for you. So congratulations, and thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give me a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and share it if you feel so inclined. Also, don't forget to turn on your post notifications so you don't miss another video from me, and I will see you all very soon. Thank you so much. Bye. All right, group 4, welcome to your reading. So I have your cards here, and I'm just gonna shuffle them. There are fewer than normal because I divided this deck into 5, but I will be pulling from other decks as well, so don't worry about that. And we're just gonna see what future events are coming for you soon, what is taking place. We have the Rider-Waite deck here. I'm also going to be pulling from the Energy Oracle card deck here. Alright, so when I tune into your energy, group 4, I'm getting a lot about your relationships, and this month being very specific and significant for your relationships. I'm getting that some of you are in a relationship that is no longer serving you, and I think you've been kind of questioning, is this person the right person for me? And honestly, the truth is, for some of you, the answer is no. So if that resonates, I want you to just listen very closely to the messages that I share today. If that does not resonate, I think then this could be relationships in another aspect of your life, such as career, such as just family influences, and being around people who are not necessarily intentionally negative, but they are kind of bringing down your energy. This is the best time to release this type of energy, and there is something very good coming for you as you release it. So I do get a lot around new beginnings, and I'm going to get into that in the latter half of this reading, so just kind of bear with me for the beginning half. So we have the Two of Crystals here, which is the Two of Pentacles. I feel like at the beginning of May with future events, it's kind of like there's a lot of good, but there's also a lot of annoyance, and it's just kind of always seesawing between these two energies. Things are feeling kind of intense right now. There are fights that you're having with people. There are things where you're kind of missing other people, or there's some kind of conflict or disagreement. At the same time, you are spiritually awakening. You are stepping into what you know to be abundance and what you know to be your highest spiritual path. One good thing is it feels like life is being more fair to you, and this is happening on two levels. One is your awareness, because you're becoming more aware of what you are willing to tolerate and what is actually not that good for you. And the second is actually recognition. So I feel like people are saying to you, hey, I actually really appreciate you, and you've gone above and beyond to do this thing, and that really means the world to me. So when we see justice here, the truth is that this month is significant because justice is being served. The people who treat you well are getting closer to you, and the people who do not treat you well are getting further away from you. I'm getting great energy about friends this month. I feel like you're really relying upon your friends, and you are also spending more time with your friends this month. So you might have booked a trip, or they might be coming to see you, and it just feels like really restorative to have your friends around. Very healing, just really connecting with people who are good people who really care about you, and you've been wanting that for a long time, especially because of COVID. So I think that's something that many of you are looking forward to. So let's address this Three of Swords energy that we have here. This is a card that I very rarely pull, so whenever I pull it, I know that this is significant. There is a heartache kind of thing happening here. This could be the ending of a relationship, I'm telling you very honestly. However, it's ending for the highest good, and that is the honest truth. This person is someone who's very close to you. This is either a partner, or this would be a business partner. This is someone who you work with fairly closely, fairly regularly, and I think that it's a mutual feeling that this feels like a heartbreak when this happens, and it really does feel like a breakup, because I think that at least one of you didn't see this coming. However, what I want to say is this person was taking so much of your energy, and whether they intended to or not, I'm getting they really care about you, and they really love you as a person. They think you're super talented. They think that you're loyal and trustworthy and wonderful in so many ways. But they also just weren't reciprocating, and that just is not good for you, and it's not good for you to have those influences in your life. And I just think that having this person at arm's length instead of having them always right next to you, always in your business, always, kind of tuned in to what you're doing. It just is not that productive for you because it is stagnating your growth. And so I think that this is the month that this relationship is going to end. And it does feel hard, and it does feel like a storm is coming, to be perfectly honest. And I'm going to read for that in just a second. But I want you to know that this is actually a really good thing because we see so much positivity coming in afterwards, and also abundance. So I'm going to pull these two, or I'm going to address these two cards first. So we have Angel of Strength here. So this breakup situation, whether it's romantic or with someone you work closely with, is going to test you. And you are strong. You have this very strong energy where you are a fighter, you are a warrior, you also have a strategic eye. You know in your heart that this relationship is not good for you, and you know that you have to walk away. And I kind of feel like you've been mustering the courage to do this for a really long time. And there is a lot of pain in this because my feeling is that you and this person have been together for a long time, like years of time. And it just feels like really hard to face the facts that this is not the right person for you anymore. Again, it might be love, it might be a career-focused thing. It could also be both. So just take whatever resonates and leave the rest. But what I want you to know is the future for you is so bright, and it feels like the second this release happens, the energy is like, oh my gosh, I feel free. So I really want you to just keep that in mind, because some of the events that happen this month are going to test you. They will test your strength. They will test your patience. Things will feel hard sometimes, and there is this storm warning. The storm warning to me is how the other person reacts. So I'm going to say for many of you, you are the one who decides to cut this off, or decides to move on, or decides to go to another company or whatnot. I feel like the other person, for lack of a better word, is kind of going to freak out. They did not see it coming. I feel like they really trust you. I feel that they see a lot of good in you. And so there is a storm warning because they're going to kind of put up a bit of a fit. But the honest truth is they get over it within 2 weeks, and there really is nothing that they can do about it anymore, because mentally, spiritually, emotionally, you have so checked out of this relationship, and you have been kind of apathetic, just going from one day to the next for quite some time. And even you have not admitted to yourself how apathetic you have been, but in ending this relationship, this is bringing in the most abundance and clarity and peace that you've had in such a long time. And it's just amazing because it just descends upon you, and you instantly feel like your energy is restored, and you instantly are filled with love and joy and light. So I see a lot of celebration here. Something positive is happening. This is either a new job offer, this is a new community, this is perhaps even a new relationship for some of you. This is very much reclaiming your power and very much abundance in the highest form of the word. So it's very, very abundant energy, very joyful energy, and a lot of celebrations. I think that you're going out to party. I'm not necessarily talking about drinking. I'm just talking about being with friends, really kicking back, relaxing, and feeling like, yes, I did it, and I have been so successful. And I love that. And with that comes a lot of healing, because you are finally taking back the energy that you have been giving away to other people. And I am just so proud of you, because I feel like it takes you a while to get to this point where you do end this relationship. But by ending this relationship, it just feels like, there's so much healing. It just feels amazing. So I'm so happy for you. Woman holding a coin. For many of you, this is you. It could also be a business person or an executive. I get the sense that you are making more money this month. It feels like it doesn't happen immediately at the start of the month, because I think for many of you, this is an offer letter, or this is some kind of new business partner coming in. Again, it does require saying goodbye to the old and bringing in the new, but your mindset is so much more abundant that you know that this is the right opportunity for you, and you know that you just have to follow it. I also want you to focus on how much purple is in this card, which is very connected to the crown chakra. And as I am reading for you, I just feel so excited for you because I know that spiritually you have gone to a new place, a new realm. You are very much doing what's best for you and living for yourself. And for once in your life, you're being kind of selfish, which is good because up until this point, I feel you've been so selfless and you've been kind of running yourself into the ground. So now you can be selfish, you can really enjoy your life. There's so much good transformation happening here. So I'm going to end the reading here, but I hope this gave you some clarity and guidance. Remember, justice is being served and you don't need to feel bad or guilty about any of this. In fact, you should feel the opposite because you deserve this abundance. You have actually deserved it for years and it is coming to you this month. So I'm really proud of you. If you like this reading, please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, share it if you feel so inclined, and also please turn on your post notifications, and I will see you all in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye. All right, group 5, welcome to your reading. So I have your cards here in my hand and I'm just going to shuffle them and see what comes through about future events happening for you soon. If you notice there are fewer cards than normal, it's perfectly fine because I divided this deck into 5, so that's why. I am going to be shuffling from a few other decks as well today. So here we have the Rider-Waite Tarot deck, so let's see what comes through about future events. This is also the Energy Oracle card deck here, so I'm going to shuffle these and see what comes through. It's the second chakra. And then lastly, this one. All right, so let's see. Let's see what's here. This month feels exciting for you. So the first thing I got was actually an energy of camping. I'm wondering if you're going on a trip. I'm wondering if you're meeting up with friends. I'm getting a lot of wilderness vibes and energy, and I'm very drawn to this card. I'm also drawn to Native American energy. So if any of you are bringing Native American tools or practices into your spiritual life, I feel like that's really good for you. We have the King of Crystals here, which is the King of Pentacles. This is an abundant card. This is a card where I feel like your innermost spirituality is now radiating outside of you, and that is creating abundance in your physical life. So for a while, this abundance has been kind of resting inside of you, and now it is emerging and you are making more money. You are also just feeling a lot more stable this month. So I feel like the influences around you feel more stable. It doesn't feel quite so chaotic. It feels like you're able to take time to really dig in and be yourself. And that feels amazingly positive to me because you haven't had this level of stability in a while. In fact, what I'm getting is that things have been a little bit hectic lately. So it's good to kind of have that calm and that stability come back in. We have the Nine of Wands here, and this makes sense to me because the Nine of Wands is an energy of kind of apprehension because you've been dealing with a lot of stuff, you've been juggling a lot of projects. I get that you have been very stretched thin with your time, always going from one thing to the next, and so you have some apprehension that this month is going to bring the same old energy, that you're going to be navigating the same old challenges. But actually, this month feels a lot newer. It feels like it's bringing a good energy of newness, clarity, and abundance and light. And through that light, it is feeling a lot more stable, a lot more just practical energy. And again, I don't want to harp on about this, but I am getting a lot about nature, the wilderness, camping, spending time outside. I feel like you are going to be spending time outside that is very restorative for you and really fills your tank up again, and that's something that you need. So make sure that you're spending that time. So we also have the Knight of Pentacles here. There's something this month where even though things are super stable, it's also not a very fast energy. In fact, it is a bit more of a slow energy. So in terms of major events which are happening soon, to be honest, I don't think that massive things are changing. For example, it doesn't necessarily feel like you're taking on a new job or that type of stuff. However, it does feel like you are making more money this month, which is good, so I have no idea why that would be the case, but it feels like you're able to either save or invest, or just something is kind of just more stable than it was previously. So that feels really good. I'm going to come back to this in just a second, but I'm instantly wanting to jump here to the Nine of Pentacles, because when we see this card, this is about treating yourself. This is about luxury, abundance. This is about really enjoying your life, spending more time outside. When we see this woman, she is practicing falconry, which is something that only the richest of the rich can do. And so this doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be a billionaire this month, but it means that you are going to be spending more time doing what you love and cherish, and also that you feel totally okay spending the money doing that. So feel justified in spending that money on yourself, because it just feels like you need it and it feels like you deserve it, and it gives you this level of stability that you have been wanting for a while. So I'm going to come back to these two because they feel connected, but I want to move on to these first. We have the 6th chakra here, which is Archangel Metatron. So I'm getting a lot here about connecting to other people, but also connecting to yourself and your highest good. I feel like it's really important to have more conversations with yourself this month. I'm also getting a message which I think is for only 1 or 2 of you, which is about this is super random, so just bear with me. A child who has perhaps a learning disability or someone who learns in a different way. I feel like you're working with them more this month and you're really dedicated and committed to their support. So if that is a message for you, just really nurture that child, because they very much need you right now and they really look up to you. For everybody else, I feel that this is a spiritual awakening. It feels like just keep open-minded to all of the different types of learning strategies and ways that you can bring in learning and abundance and growth, and stay focused on that, because I feel that this is really helping you chart a new path, and it's helping you deepen your relationships with the people around you. We also have the 2nd chakra here, which is Archangel Ariel, and when we see this chakra, this is very much about really deepening your intuition, but also how you express yourself in the world. And that doesn't necessarily just have to be your voice. That can also be how you physically express yourself. We have a lot of orange energy here, which is more about the sacral chakra. This is about passion. This is about physical movement. It's about working out, going to the gym, really how you show up in the world. And so you will be thinking about your tribe and your family and all of that kind of stuff, but it's also about how you decide to spend your time. And so I feel like one of the events happening soon is that you are going to be more focused on exercising and more focused on physically taking care of yourself. We also have the thinking man here, so this is more of a career-related message. I feel that this month you're able to take a step back and think about strategically what you want your life to look like and how your career should be. It's almost like you gain some kind of detachment from your career. Like this man is looking at this thing and he's holding it, but it's not part of him. It's something that he gains additional perspective on. So this month you kind of take yourself out of the picture, you take yourself out of the craziness of the day-to-day, and you're able to gain a lot more perspective, and that feels really good for you. I think with this perspective, the funny thing is there does come an energy of not necessarily knowing which path ahead is best for you, because we have a lot of decisions to be made, a lot of parallel paths happening here. It's not just one thing that's going to be best for you. There's going to be a mixture of different paths that come in, but I do think there are some decisions to be made just in terms of where you're spending your time and your energy, and you decide to let go of some stuff and say goodbye to it because it's not worth your time, and you decide to bring in more abundance. So this month feels like a critical decision-making month. And then I think, although a lot of events are not necessarily taking place, it feels like you gain a lot of mental clarity. And in June and July, so following months from now, at least if you're watching this in 2021, it feels that that is going to be the time when more is shifting for you. If any of you are watching this in the future, the reading still stands, so just customize that to whatever months are not this month in particular, but actually the next 2 following months. Last but not least, we have Judgment here, which is a wonderful card coming through. So this is a month that you are focused on your highest good. You are focused on really getting aligned with what is vibrating and resonating with you. A lot of you are unlocking a spiritual power you didn't even know that you had, and you are connecting to people around you in a more authentic way, which I really like. I think the best thing about this month is you gain that perspective and that stability that you've been wanting for a long time, and it feels very positive. So even if there's not events necessarily taking place, it feels like you gain so much clarity, and it feels like the following months are full of a lot of events and a lot of enjoyment and satisfaction. So treat this month for what it is, which is a month to step back and gain perspective. And by doing that, I think you are going to be on the most successful path possible. So thank you so much for listening and tuning in today. If you like this reading, please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and share it if you feel so inclined. Also, don't forget to turn on your post notifications so you don't miss another reading or live session from me. And if you would like to book a personal reading, you can always book using the links in my YouTube banner, which include my Schedulicity and my Wizio. So I will see you all very soon, and thank you so much for tuning in today. Bye bye.